Hi again, everyone. This video is sponsored by contribution from Anonymous, and here's her story. Hi, Ali. I'm choosing to remain anonymous. I'm thinking of consulting you further via phone or Skype because your observations are so spot on. I'm at the stage where I'm beginning to formulate my goals, and I want to be clear about what specific help I'm seeking from you before I take the step. Great job with the BPD Monsters videos. Would you be able to talk about how you handled your relationship with Precious, your brother, and what you think your future with Precious will be? I know you have mixed feelings and you have to be careful because Precious might be watching. I understand that your brother was a golden child and a victim of your parents, so it's sensitive. I would find it enlightening to know how your relationship with your brother shook out, and I think a lot of people would as well. Thank you. All right. So, Precious. To understand where I'm at with Precious, you got to understand where I came from with him. Now, we know the story. He was the golden child. He was a little snake, on and on. When my mother found a marijuana seed in his car when he was 17 and turned him into the cops and turned his friends all against him, okay, I stood up for him. That was that point where I started like, that's fucked up to ruin the kid's life like this. And then when he went through that year of high school, miserable, because his friends weren't around. And then for his, I think it was it was his high school graduation. My grandmother decides she's not going to show up to go, and at that point I'm like, you know what? Enough's enough. Enough's enough with this woman. And I made a stand. I'm like, you know what? I don't want this woman around me because I was getting married at the time. I don't want her around me or anybody. And I let the past go at that point, and we were going to move forward, me and him. And through that time with all the shit with my parents, he was always, always bitching about my parents and my father and controlling his life. And we end up going to therapy together because he ends up going to the same therapist with me that was with my parents, and this whole thing. So you fast forward to me getting down here through the divorce, not being able to see Aaron, start talking on YouTube. And I show it to my brother. And I hadn't made it public to anybody. This was just me, 6 videos. And he's like, make it public. Put it out there. Well, I made it public. And he's like, you should show it to daddy. Show it to them. Shared the link. And then she didn't like what was being said about what happened with my mother touching dicks. And it was on from there. And then I realized, because the night before I had talked to him and he had gassed me up with this story, how when my parents went out to Denver to see him, that my father did what I said he was always going to do, have one of his narcissistic rage ups when my father said, oh, maybe we'll buy property here. And my brother had moved there to get away from them. And he said, why would you? And it was on from there. So it was at that point that my brother realized, oh shit, my brother was right. It's all coming on me. Well, how do I get it back on him? Oh, I know. Let me call him and gas him up and see what I can get. Oh, perfect. He has this great way to get all this back on him. All my parents' rage and focus and all that. I'm the bad guy. I'm sacrificed. And I'm like, and when that happened and when I realized that's what he had done, nope. That's what After No Contact with the Narcissist is about. It's about him. It's about him. So going forward, now I've said don't want to be around my family. I don't want to, my father, him, my brother, I know I can't be around. There will not be a situation where I think I could even be in the same room with him. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Because here's why. Because Precious knows the truth. He knows the reality, and he chooses now to lie about it. And he chooses to go there on holidays and sit there with my daughter and my ex-wife, knowing full on well the situation, what it is. And he does that because he's a coward. He does that because even though he moved to Denver, he can't cut that umbilical cord. He can't do it because he's weak. He's a follower. He always has been. Him, I can't excuse. I can't, because he continues to lie. He lies to his wife. He lies. And what would happen is, one way or another, the truth would come out of him. I would get the truth, and it wouldn't be pretty. And he knows that. The last time I spoke to him, I had that blow up with him where, it was revealed, and he's like trying to, and he had threatened me. This is like June years ago, like 3-4 years ago. He had threatened me, and that was it. He told me he would fly to Florida and remove my head from my shoulders. Uh-uh. 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 And that's something my father would have said. It was my father to a T. I'm like, uh-huh. Okay. Okay, you who has never gotten into a fight in his life are threatening me, who fought pretty much every day for 15 straight years. And that's where the mask was off, and I could see what the golden child was doing and how manipulative. I'm like, you disgusting little prick. Can't be forgiven, won't be forgiven. Because he knows better. So then that happened, and I didn't speak to him until I caught my father forging my name on the loan documents. And I texted him for the first time in 2 years. I'm like, your parents are going to jail. Your parents are going to jail. And he calls me, you're a loser. I should have stopped you years ago from being a loser. Parents are still going to jail. Parents are still going to jail. And I let him know I knew what he was up to and I knew what he was doing. And he got quiet. I'm like, you think I can't find you in that, what you're riding around in? And he got quiet. Riding someone else's coattails. And I knew I had him. He didn't even have the courage. He went along with the lie. He went along with the manipulation to try to sign the house out from under me so they could keep Aaron away from me. And I got 10 months of talking Aaron out of it, so small victories. That's where it is. There is no, I don't have a brother, as far as I'm concerned. He ain't my brother. I don't know who he is. I don't care. Right now, the way I feel, I don't care if he lives or dies. I really don't. Put him in front of me. We're going to discuss some things from the past. What's what, who's who, what went down where. And he's not going to like how it ends. Because he will end up having to tell his wife everything I've told. Everything I've said is true. Even though she already knows everything I've said is true. If they're even still together by that point. That's a big if. A big if. I hate to be so dark about it, but I have to be honest. Out of everyone, my family's responsible. My parents are responsible for their own actions. Remove them from it, okay? There's two people that I hold the most responsible for this. Precious, okay? And I think in past years, and this is probably going to blow some people away in my family who watch it, is my godfather, my Uncle Kenny. And here's why. He knew. He had to know who my father really was. He shared a room with him for 20 years. Didn't say anything. And I knew he had to know because my father used my Uncle Kenny, threw him in my face every time something went wrong. You're just like your Uncle Kenny. You're just like your Uncle Kenny. You're just like your Uncle Kenny. So my Uncle Kenny knew because that's what he went through. I get it. I get it. I mean, I'm not mad at him. It is what it is, but I lay a lot of blame at his feet. My brother, on the other hand, whole nother story. Whole nother story. There is no relationship to repair. There is no repairing this between me and him. Because he knew. He knew all of it. Okay? Look, Anonymous. No contact is no contact. And no contact is forever. There is no relationship to be after no contact. There's just not. It's too much. What would be the point? So, thank you so much for your contribution. Thank you for your question. Update on Precious. It is what it is, you know. It is what it is. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any comments in the section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, or you'd like to set up Skype, a private email, or have a private video made, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. If you're still confused, wait for the final video pop up on this screen and click that. That is the instructional video to this channel on how to do all that. Also remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click to the subscription bell to be notified of all my uploads. This is Ollie Matthews. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon. Bye, everyone.